something that I just can't understand the way I behave. Some people you can never save. In my right hand, got a girl on my ear, and on my left hand, throwing back a beer. What can I say, amigo?
These lines, the further they go out, do they eventually converge?
Possibly.
I'm gonna lay my map over this and see if the spot that Lafitte Burlington Lake Pontchartrain is where the slots converge.
It is.
What? I knew I had something.
That's great. That's great.
You're like, what?
I'm like, I knew it.
I knew it. There's something there.
I did something here.
That's where the treasure is.
That's right. That's where Lafitte's treasure is. Ooh.
Oh.
Volt goes, treasure? What?
Yes.
What?
Next episode, we'll learn how to scuba dive.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
What?
Hopefully he doesn't use his lightning breath while doing so.
Oh, in the water? Ooh, that might be bad. Yeah, you'll be fine. The rest of you may not be so good.
Actually, don't know.
So what are the rest of you going to do? You probably finish your tacos, hang around Della's. Kind of interesting to meet one of
Has
the...
Dupree already left?
Yes, he left. He hopped a bus and he's headed... as far as you know, he probably hasn't left the city yet. He's still got to get down to the Superdome, is where he said.
I'm going to poke Della and be like, I think you should vet this guy more.
Oh, I was gonna
Yeah,
ask
don't
him
really
to
trust
tell
him.
Santa something.
Yeah.
I would tell you, I would love to vet him some more. But seriously, we don't have very many wardens.
You could call the White
Are there
Council. You
records?
do have a phone number and you have a passcode that you could use to call the White Council to make sure he's legit.
No, yeah, I know. But I mean, as far as like
Yeah.
seeking out lots of people for him.
Yeah, I just
There's
want to
not.
make sure he's not evil.
Do you want to give him a call?
Sure, I'll call.
Maybe-
They're on the
Jason,
list.
yeah.
You punch in the number.
Is my phone working again?
Well, no, no, it's not actually.
Smack it.
You have to use your landline if you
Okay.
want to really do it. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The moment he was like, "Yeah, you have a phone number," and the landline works, the first thing I imagine is like you go in there, pull a little candle, the thing like moves. You're like, you have a special White Council phone.
Like the Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a normal phone. You dial rotary phone because those work pretty. Okay. It rings about 8 times, and finally someone picks up. Sounds like a young man, and he says, "Yes, Warden Fontenot in the New Orleans area. What is your passcode?"
I have no idea.
Yes, you do. It's written on the card. Your
Oh.
passcode says moon and stars.
Never mind, it was on the back of this card. I didn't even look at it. Moon and stars. Just a
And
minute.
somebody has penciled in underneath it in green clovers.
Moon, stars, and green clovers. Isn't that Lucky Charms cereal?
When you say that, the guy on the other end goes, "Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Lucky Charms, thanks." And you're like, "What?" And he says, "Wait, so somebody really had penciled it in there?
Yes.
You're under Warden Dupree, aren't you?"
Yes.
Am I?
And he sighs
So
and says,
he says, is this true?
"Huh?
Or so he says, is this true?
Yes, Warden Dupree has come out of retirement from the UK and Ireland region. He was doing magical research for us and has been assigned the southeast area of the United States because we are short on wardens. He says it's a temporary assignment that he wants to go back into retirement as soon as possible.
Okay.
He's going around to all the wardens in the area, which I think there may be one other warden in the Florida area. I'm not at liberty. I have to look up the name of that person.
Is he giving out pins as
Yes,
well?
these are because of the things that have happened with wardens being attacked. We wanted to make sure that if something did happen to any of the current wardens, we were able to do what we could to save them. And so he says all wardens are being issued a silver pin that looks like a wizard's staff to let us know if they're in danger.
Okay.
He also gave you the silver cup.
Yes.
Right. That's to be used to
That's right.
contact him at any time. It can be used to contact senior members of the council if you know the correct incantation. But right now it is linked primarily to Dupree, so...
Can I get the correct incantation?
Oh, for
or you
Dupree,
do
you just fill it
later?
with water and
Okay.
stare into it, and you'll be able to see him, and he'll see you. He told you the joke about the coffee, didn't he?
Yes.
He's so corny.
I mean, honestly, I'm liking him more and more. I really
Secretly, so is Della, but she's not going to let anybody know. She doesn't want to be known as the weirdo warden yet.
Miranda full on openly just
whenever
accepts
you
and trusts
whenever
this
you
guy.
take his spot, you will be.
That's what's
Just
suspicious
roll
of
right
him,
in
but
there.
he sent an emoji back in a text. Bad guys don't use emojis.
Well, actually, he probably didn't send any of that because he can't really use a smartphone.
Yeah, so yeah.
Somebody had to
Yeah,
do
we
it
should
for
have-
him.
Yeah,
He subcontracted that out.
Yeah.
That's right, he had to. But he was smart enough to do that, so there you go.
Who have I been talking to?
Wait, so then what's your call
My
sign?
life is long.
Hers says Della Fontenot, right. But whatever the number...
Oh, you were just using his call sign. Okay. I got you.
Well, whoever was... When it was coming up on your phone as Della Fontenot. So whoever it was mashing...
No, I was
oh.
talking about the moon and stars as Dupree's. I was saying, what is hers then?
No, hers is Moon and Stars when she calls the White Council, and then somebody had written green clovers underneath it in pencil, just to be funny.
I got you.
Lots of golden rainbows and red balloons.
I did not remember that.
Yes.
It's my
When you
favorite.
say that in the background, the guy on the phone goes, "Oh my gosh, just because I grew up in Ireland doesn't mean I'm a freaking leprechaun." And you hear slam, and the phone goes down on the other end.
Oops.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Anyway. So, what's next?
I need a gun.
You need a gun!
We did talk about that.
Yeah,
I
That's
remember
my,
that.
I want my battle duster.
How are we going to make you a battle duster? What are we going to do?
Don't remember, because it's been a while, but we
Right.
were talking about making a battle duster, so I get like... And I tried to look up the armor stuff, but you know...
Right. You would need to find someone who could, or he would need to make you something that could, because remember, he made you armor before.
Yes.
And it got used up. Right. So he would need to
It doesn't have to necessarily be magical, but just... I
right.
think there was like level 3 armor.
Well, that would be like full riot gear. You couldn't wear that in public, not without being, really conspicuous.
My overalls are level 3 armor.
Yeah. Well, but that's because they're magical.
Yeah,
right,
that's because they're magical.
But he could probably make you a battle duster that's got some reinforced stuff just with regular.
I was thinking the armor 3 riot gear. I've got a trunk.
Well, okay, yeah, but the
Something
problem
I can just...
the problem's going to be actually finding that for sale. He's going to probably have to make it for you, which is going to take a little while. Not
I
too
do
long.
have contacts.
Right. And if you want, but a battle duster, he could also, kind of reinforce it with Kevlar and some things like that. Maybe some metal weave, and that he could do that for you too, because he's good at making stuff like that. But it wouldn't be
I
magical.
can
in one
actually,
day.
because if it's not magical, just straight craftsmanship.
You're the
Gotcha.
guy. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could do that for sure, but he'd have to start working on it. Is what it is.
If
You'd
it
have to
was a
spend
car
some-
and truck, even better.
Yeah, that's right.
A battle truck.
You'll have to talk to him about that. Yeah. So
So like for real, like I can get 4 minuses and still rock a 4 if it's a car or a truck.
Wow. So you're
Pretty
going to
impressive.
discuss with him about maybe getting some riot gear armor to put in the trunk of your car, and then a duster that's maybe lined, maybe armor 2.
Armor 2, yeah.
Right. And what are the rest of you doing? So you're sitting in Della's front room talking about, armor ideas, and he's kind of, you probably got your tape measure you've taken out, and you're taking measurements of him, and oh my God, how am I going to get this fit around your bicep kind of thing,
I'm going to collect the badges so I can re-up them because I think they used up everything.
No, they're good for a week, dear. You just can only use them once per session.
Oh.
And then they
never
recharge, So yeah. But yeah, they're good. They're ready to go again, ready to rock and roll. At the end of this week, which, since you set them up to last a week and we've only been playing for a week in game time, they're going to last forever. So yeah, next 10 sessions. So
Having discovered the location of Lafitte's treasure, I'm now copying the ley lines onto my map
it's okay, that's
and
fine.
just being like,
That's
there's
fine.
something else here. I just know it.
I imagine at this point though, you have to be using a highlighter because you marked that thing up all kinds of crazy
Tons
before,
of
and
different
it's just
colors. I'm like, it's
That's
it's
not a
a
bad
mess.
idea.
What?
I'm gonna take a picture of the ley lines map with my phone.
Do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it right there. So
He
there you
just
go.
passes the thing to Jody. Dang.
So what are you doing there, Bunk?
I'm going to find a gun. Because
Okay.
I need a gun.
All right, so Bunk leaves. You can
After
probably
last
get one
night's
from
adventure?
a pawn shop. What's your resources at?
Hey, I live at a pawn shop.
Was it?
2.
Oh, wait. Miranda could go with
I-
you.
Give me a deal on what?
I could
Probably.
maybe get you a discount.
Yes.
You don't want to get a trombone that when you pull it in, bam, 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 bam,
Would
bam.
that
You
be
know?
Might mess
great?
with the acoustics.
No.
No, that would be something you'd have to talk to Darwin
The
about.
trombone? That'd be like a little
But do you
piano,
really want
right?
to walk around with a trombone everywhere? Well, I guess you
Yeah,
might.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
right,
I mean,
Like El
I probably have it with me right now. You never know when you know, it's New Orleans.
That's true.
That's
What instrument
funny.
do you
That's
play?
funny.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then.
So are you looking for a slightly concealable pistol? Okay, so you guys are heading to the pawn
BJ's
shop
pawn
where
shop.
the guy who lives downstairs from you is
BJ?
Andy.
It makes sense for BJ to own BJ's pawn.
It's funnier if it doesn't. If it's like, JR or something like that.
Yes, if it's another two.
Another 2
I'm
individuals.
AB.
Yeah.
It
So
really was supposed
you
to be
guys
JR,
head to
but
the pawn shop. She shows you where it is. You go in. There's your landlord, BJ, sitting there. He's behind the desk, kind of sitting. He's smoking a cigarette, and he says, "Hey, Miranda. So, girlfriend, what's up?"
Oh yeah, we are. I am looking to get a deal from a friend here on a firearm.
We talking rifle, shotgun, pistols, whatever.
A shotgun and a pistol.
Okay. Gonna need a background check on the pistol, so you're gonna need to fill out this paperwork. So he hands you the paperwork, starts filling it out, stuff like that. He says, "I'll run that through the database in just a minute." Let's see. You're looking for a shotgun. Shotguns are gonna be. Are you looking for double barrel? Are you looking for single shot? You looking for
Good
maybe.
old pump. You get a
Oh,
pump.
but
shotgun.
you're looking for something more combat oriented. All right, gotcha. I've got a pump action shotgun. Sure, it's a 12 gauge. He pulls it out from behind the counter and he says it's going to be $200, which is a pretty good deal. It's any friend of Miranda's. He says, "Now, what kind of pistol? Are you looking for something you can put in your pocket? Something? What are we talking about here?"
Yeah, something a little concealable.
All right. He says, "Cool. I've got a pistol for you. I can let you have that for about $400. I'll even throw in a box of shells for the shotgun and the pistol."
Do I have that?
What's your resources?
2.
Yeah, you're good. Basically, resources, as long as it's not anything too expensive, you're pretty good. Resources 2. So $600. You're gonna have to kind of dig into your, checking account a little bit. You're gonna need to do a couple gigs to make that
Or
back.
be sitting outside with playing my trombone.
Yeah, so you're gonna need to work a little bit to get that money back, but it won't be a problem, huh?
We get Lafayette's treasure.
Yeah,
Lafitte's treasure.
Lafitte's treasure.
Yeah, whatever.
Lafayette's different.
I don't even know her name. I just need her treasure.
All right, the pistol is a. Do you want a revolver or semi-auto? Might be good to have a revolver since you're a magic user.
Yeah.
Um,
Something with,
Hey,
yeah,
Perry's got
less.
some mustard.
Yeah, it's probably a 357.
Got it from
It's a little snub nose, nice and concealable. You can put it in your pocket or your trench coat or in your trombone case, whatever. It's a weapon 2. Okay, weapon 2 is the 357. The shotgun is weapon 3. Okay,
Kerblau.
so there you go. Pow. All right, so that takes a couple hours to do. Get over there and get everything. You load it up. He kind of runs you through the motions on pistols and cleaning. Sells you a gun cleaning kit too, or throws one in probably to make sure that everything works right. 357 is a pretty simple revolver. It's a pretty simple gun, so it's not a big deal. What are you up to? You two are talking about the armor, right? You get all the measurements you need, so you can kind of start. Now, you're going to need to probably find some of the materials for him because he's going to be making it from scratch. Some Kevlar, some metal filaments that he can sew in there, and some cloth and stuff like that. So you guys are going to need to probably go
Contacts,
shopping.
resources.
Make me a
I'll buy
context.
it all.
Make me a context roll.
Okay.
Resources not so worried about. It's not that expensive. It's mainly going to be difficult to get a hold of.
Hell yeah. And I want to throw this in for a +2 anyways.
Alrighty. What are you tagging for the +2? Friends in low places or something like that? Don't you have that, or friends with benefits? That's what it is.
No, I'm going to do survival of the fittest because this is all about survival.
Sure, that works. You make a few phone calls on your cell phone, making sure you're not
That's
standing too close to
that's
Della.
a 6, by the way.
Oh, cool. And you're able to line up some Kevlar, some carbon fiber, some ballistic cloth, ballistic nylon, and some things like that. You're going to have it delivered to his house, maybe?
I'll get it delivered to mine.
Okay, and then take it to his
I'll
house.
take it to his.
So it doesn't put him under. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So you have it delivered to the warehouse. Most of them say they can have it there probably by tomorrow, and then you can get it to him and he can start working on it. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
I'm gonna rob it to make it look like somebody else hit the truck, so they don't even know he's going to me.
There you go. Jody, what are you doing?
So devious.
You gonna try and unravel the little items that they had there, the armored cloaks and things like that are magically powerful? They're not very powerful.
Since we're talking
The
about
nasty
that,
cloak, you mean?
Yeah, they're just armored, is what they are, but they're kind of nasty and tattered. I mean,
Why do you
necromancers.
say
Kinda,
they? Is there more than one?
there's a burial shroud that JD was
Oh,
wearing,
the
and then
burial
she was
shroud,
wearing.
yes.
Kat was wearing a
Okay.
cloak.
No, yeah. yeah.
Anyway, you were saying.
So, since you're bringing this up, I was a little confused. You know, I'm not very familiar with the Dresden Files stuff, but when you say unravel,
You're basically counterspelling, is what it is. Just a counterspell. Yeah.
okay, because like
Yeah.
I was following you with the death shroud thing. I can see how you could unravel that.
Yeah,
It's
sure,
just
it's cloth,
I
yeah.
can see how you can unravel, you know,
Yeah.
a cloak. And then you're like, yeah, someone else who's better at unraveling knives. And I was like,
Unraveling obsidian? How does that work? No, unraveling the spells on
okay, yeah, I just
Yeah.
want to.
Kind of like with the
Staff.
Right.
Devil
It's 'cause
man
they're
staff.
Right,
weaved
right.
With woven
Took me
with
a minute.
magic.
Right, woven with purple chains with the horn on it that was
Yeah.
holding the devil man
We
here,
still
right?
haven't resolved that yet, have we?
What, the staff
Yeah, we
went
did
to
return
the
it.
church?
No, not the
Church.
staff. The devil man. He came back afterwards.
No,
That
not
was
after
No,
the
the-
staff.
it was still
No.
imbued with his.
Okay,
stuff.
I've got
Right.
it. I've got things
Once you
right
got the
over
staff
here.
and canceled the spell, he hasn't shown up since then.
Yeah, we've been kind of waiting.
Of course,
just
it's
to make
only
sure.
been one night since then,
That's
so
right.
still holding on.
we're
we'll
still
see.
waiting.
We're home, so
Yeah, no, yeah, I can do that, and I'm also going to go to my office and make some.
Okay. Anyway, so
Yeah.
you're
Do I
making
have
notes
to
and
make
stuff like
rolls and
that.
stuff for that?
No.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna make you roll to remove the spells from the cloak or anything like that. It's a thaumaturgic ritual. You got your, chief thaumaturgist right here. Between the two of you, you can unravel it pretty well. And like I said in the Dresden Files RPG, they say if it's not exciting to make a roll about it, don't roll. If they've got plenty of time, then just let them do it.
And
With
I'm going to
thaumaturgy.
throw the book into like a little burn
Yeah, it
metal
burns.
can I have outside my
You want
house.
to read it first?
No,
Okay.
I'm the warden. No.
Yeah. Well, you're not a magician, so it wouldn't help you.
But
these-
knowledge
Well,
is
there it is.
power, and I like power.
I burned it.
Oh well.
And as she looks away,
Okay.
I can't control
No,
that.
sure you.
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
All right.
Stealth check.
Okay. First, I turn into a dragon.
Okay,
we
so
don't
he goes.
notice that.
Yeah, no, I turn into a dragon like I'm just stretching.
No, you turn into a dragon so he can take your measurements because you might need to have something that will flex.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like the.
So there
danger
needs to be
is
some
really
gussets
good.
built into it to stretch.
Maybe I'll get a 4-person saddle.
You're not
Yeah.
that big. You're not that big a dragon. I don't think. You're kind of like a dragonoid. Yeah.
Just panting.
I
He'll
hear
be
what you're
half an
saying.
inch off the
So,
ground. We'll glide.
so like one of those little baby things. Right?
Lumps.
Yeah, just
Do, kinetic blast. Yes. All right.
Oof.
see that's where those friends with benefits come through, man. You know, just
Yeah, you know. Oh God, I should have saved my refresh point for this one. Well, I got a 2 then.
Alertness check, Joe.
Yes.
What'd you get?
Oh, it's probably still better than mine.
think of a
Nope,
1.
I got a -1.
Negative.
She looks away to make a note about something, and you snag it. Now, the thing about it is that it's on fire. Maybe the first part of the book has
It's really
burned
hot.
away.
Okay.
So you grab it and you kind of stomp on it to put it out, and keep your foot on it. She kind of turns around trying to figure out why you're stomping the ground, and you smile, and you're looking like a dragon. So it's kind of a weird smile. And she kind of looks at you funny and goes back to writing down things. At which point you snag what's left of the book and toss it up into one of your jacket pockets or something like that. So you've probably got maybe half the book. That's what it is. So
Okay.
yeah,
It's better than that.
yeah.
Does anybody else
Meanwhile,
want to see if
across
this
town.
happens?
No, me and Bunker at the.
No, they're gone.
I'm like, do you guys have scuba gear? You know.
He looks at you and says, "No, sorry, not really needed. Nobody really swims in Pontchartrain much. It's kind of gross."
We just need some gillyweed and we'll be good, or whatever it was from Harry Potter.
It was
Well, now
really-
you've got a guy who could probably make you a breathing potion or a breathing apparatus. It's
Yes.
magical.
Come to me for all your miscellaneous resource
Right?
needs.
Trevor, it's like our requisitions.
He could probably
officer
make
or
it. Well,
whatever.
you can make how many potions? You can carry like 4 of them, right?
Yes.
So he could have a water breathing potion that he could make. You might have to share it, which means it would lessen its effectiveness or length of time it would last. But still, you could probably make water breathing potions.
Yeah, so long as I always have 2 healing potions. That's
Right,
my
right,
minimum.
gotcha.
Always
Don't
have
want
those
none of
2.
those, that's for
I
sure.
just want to find one of those old-timey diving, like with
Oh.
this kind of thing.
With,
Like,
like,
can
a
you just
diving bell.
enchant it?
Oh my gosh, that would be terrible.
Those are scary because if the engine shuts off,
Yeah,
you're dead.
you're done. You can't go anywhere. You
Yeah.
certainly can't rise because they're made of metal and you got lead belt. They're terrible. They're
Those are
What was
terrible.
that movie?
Yeah, they
I
are.
think it had Cuba Gooding Jr. in
Mhm.
it. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
where they did.
Yeah.
So you finish getting measurements. You grab the book. You guys have gotten the gun. You're
looking
thinking, I need to line up some
think
more
it's
gigs to
Megaphone.
make $600 pretty quick. So you start making a few phone calls to some people, lining up some gigs for tonight. Jody, you finished writing stuff down and unraveling the spells that were around
did
the
I? I
cloaks.
got them
Yeah,
unraveled?
yeah, you didn't have to roll now. Miranda, you're at your apartment. Basically, he's probably headed out to get his gigs lined up. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs and probably just rest for the evening. Check on my wound.
It's looking better.
Okay, and
In fact, you're thinking that probably you're going to be able to go without. It's almost, well, I won't say it's the end of the session, but it's close enough that you can go ahead and consider it gone.
Okay.
Or wait, does that move up to a minor?
I think it just
wound?
moves up to a minor wound and then
Yeah.
maybe gone the next session.
Right, so I think it goes up to a minor wound, right?
So at this
So you-
point, we're just like
Yeah, not too
chronic
bad.
scab.
Right,
Um,
scabby wound.
and
black smoke.
I'll check on that, and you know, I have like a little house vigil set up, like
Yeah.
a few candles for our
Yeah.
brothers. You know,
Right.
say a prayer before bed, and then
Actually, Deacon Fontainebleau does call you and tells you that they are going to have a mass for the policemen. It's going to be a closed mass because they don't want people asking questions about how they died.
Okay.
And you're welcome to attend. He says it's going to be tonight at 5 o'clock.
I will attend.
So you get kind of cleaned up and head on out to the mass. The mass is nice; it's quiet, and it's just pretty much you, Deacon Fontainebleau, and one of the priests. And they say a mass. Everybody takes communion, and then you head back to your place probably to rest. You've landed 2 or 3 gigs. One for tonight got canceled at the last minute, so you're heading to Frenchman Street to play your trombone. What are you doing, darling? You may need to go work on this armor for
Yeah.
or at least some of the stuff that you're going to need to do for the
Oh
armor.
no, this was his personal day.
Oh, that's true. Maybe you just want to just go home and watch MASH.
You got the wrong group.
It's
Yeah.
late at night.
You just go home and watch MASH for a little while, or reruns of MASH, or
No, that's more of a wind down.
Oh,
Let's see
right,
here.
okay.
Getting ready for bed.
What time? About what time is it right now?
it's
What are we
probably
looking at?
around 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys probably ordered something for lunch, or maybe you went out and had DoorDash drop off
We
something
had
for lunch.
tacos.
Oh, that's right. You had tacos. Never mind. You don't have. You
Only
didn't order
like
anything.
2 street tacos each. I don't know
Yeah,
if
so
y'all are
you
full
may have
of
ordered
those,
some
but
pizza or something like that while you're kind of sitting
like-
around.
Vault definitely eats a
A
lot.
lot. I think so too. Yeah. I think dragons have a high
Is that where
metabolism.
the other tacos went?
That's right. Yeah.
Because you said we had like 12 each.
Y'all didn't see
No,
me,
it
but
was
I
12
stole the
each when I
priest.
thought it was
Yeah.
just us. Then
Oh,
all
he didn't
the
eat it.
others showed up,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh.
I was like, she was talking, and Bolt's like,
I totally got this for
In that case,
everyone
definitely
and
go
wasn't
home.
planning for me and
Okay.
Bella
That's
to
kind of
just
where I
eat
want
all
to
of
be right
these.
now.
Head on home.
Make a few rough sketches. We'll
Yeah.
jot down a couple ideas for what.
How
might
to
be
make the stuff
involved in
flex
this.
around a dragon when he
Yeah.
changes. Yeah.
Never had that issue before. Now I just have to think of a whole process. It's-
But you can do it. You got some ideas about how to make things, realign themselves. You may have to invest it with a little bit of magical ability, but it shouldn't be bad. Kyle, where are you heading? Are you heading back to your warehouse?
Yeah, I guess it's the warehouse.
All right, you get back home to the warehouse, and as you're pulling into the front
Knew this was
gate,
coming.
you notice that there is a Rolls-Royce Phantom sitting outside the warehouse. The gate's open. They're sitting out. The Rolls Royce is just sitting.
Do I recognize the car at all?
No, it's white, beautiful, probably worth. Well, you can't afford a Rolls Royce, that's for sure.
No, probably not.
Yeah, not yet. Not until you get about resources 4 or 5.
Close.
When you pull up to in your Impala and you you step out. You notice that a guy gets out of the back seat. He is a very large gentleman.
Bigger than me?
He's comparable in size to you, actually. But he's wearing a nice suit. Kind of a gray pinstripe suit. Make me an alertness check.
Okay. It's a skill that you have to take. Damn. I only got a 2.
He steps out of the car, and as you kind of start, I expect, heading towards the stairs, you're going to go over and talk to him. What are you going to do?
I'm not going to head to the stairs. I want to keep my eyes on him.
Right.
And you said he's parked right outside my gate?
No, he's parked right at the bottom of the stairs. He's basically, the gate's open, and he's actually let himself in.
Okay. I'm going to say, it's kind of rude to show up unannounced.
My apologies. My employer would appreciate a chance to meet with you immediately.
Who's your employer?
I would prefer not to say out here where there are so many ears, but if you wouldn't mind getting into the car, I will take you to her.
All right.
He's being very polite, by the way. You notice that he is not being threatening. When you get closer to him, you notice he is wearing a huge pistol rig underneath his jacket, and it's the coat is tailored so that when he puts his arm down, you can't see it. So it's well cut. I mean, this suit is probably more than you can afford right now. This is a pretty expensive suit, and it's nice. He says, if you wouldn't mind getting into the car.
Sure.
So he opens the back door. You notice that there's a driver up front, and he gets into the back and he slides across. Okay, and you slide in. And the driver, the door closes. The driver gets out, closes the door, gets back inside, and the car just purrs out the gate. I mean, you like your Impala, but this is luxury. You wouldn't mind having one of these. I mean, it just glides. And he says, "Would you like something to drink?" Yeah, you don't feel the bottles,
I say, I don't drink on business hours.
Very well, very well. Duly noted. He says, and so you drive. He takes you towards what looks like the French Quarter, which you're like, I just got from here.
Yeah.
And if you remember where the mall is, it's down there, the Riverwalk Mall. He takes you to an area that's just past the mall. From well, let's see. Give me a
Scholarship?
Yeah, let's go scholarship. I'll go with that.
Don't know this side of town.
Okay. Yeah, you're not used to this side of town. He pulls up to one entrance. It's a building that's just kind of attached to the mall. Really nice. You notice that somebody comes out. Basically, he hops out, comes around, opens your door, and the driver pulls away. He takes you into through the spinning glass door, into this beautiful lobby. There's a person sitting behind one of the desks. Looks like a security guard. He nods to the guy. No words are said, and he takes you to this elevator. Pulls out a key card.
I put the shades on.
Okay. He puts a key card into the elevator. Ding! Elevator opens, and he pushes the top button, which has just a star on it. And the elevator begins to whisk up. Okay.
And it's a penthouse you can't afford.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It rises, and you notice that it
Five-finger
discount.
discount.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you 5-finger discount a penthouse.
Oh,
That's for sure.
penthouse.
Yeah.
Well, when you're a dragon, it doesn't matter.
Fingers. That's right.
It's called
Dragonoid.
Hey, don't belittle me.
Right. You are kind of going up this little glass elevator there's an atrium around you, and you can see like there's hallways that lead off to, I guess, where other apartments or condominiums are. And then this elevator rises up out of the building, and you realize that you're kind of on the side of the building, and so you can see out over across the Mississippi River, and you're like, wow, this is a really nice, view. You're thinking this is very pretty. It goes about 2 or 3 more floors, and then it comes to a stop. The sun's beginning to get towards the horizon, and the door opens. Beautiful penthouse, marble, granite, brass, silver. Just if you've ever seen any of these movies where you see what the penthouse suite looks like in Vegas, this is what you're seeing, but it's in New Orleans. Okay, there is a attractive young woman and an attractive young man standing on either side of this beautiful wooden door, and the guy gestures to the hallway.
Do they look like, I'm just making an assumption, vampires?
Investigation check.
Alright.
He walks to the door, sees people. Show me your teeth.
What them canines look like? Well, I don't even have that skill.
No, goody.
I got a 0.
No, you don't think they're vampires. They look like very attractive young men and women.
Okay.
Young man and woman. They immediately, the guy gestures that way, and for you to proceed him out of the elevator. He walks up behind you, but not too close to be creepy. He's just kind of making coming up behind you. They immediately reach over and swing these beautiful wooden doors open, and they're soundless. And here's this huge, open, glassed-in room with kind of a second floor. And you can see this beautiful, as the sun just touches the sunset, the horizon. You notice that the windows have these curtains kind of slide out from behind them, and they cut off the sunlight. And you notice that this woman begins walking down the stairs. She's maybe probably late 20s.
Wait, so this isn't Anastasia?
No,
Oh,
it's
shit.
not Anastasia. This woman is, she's got kind of dark hair,
Wait a minute.
bit olive complected. She's wearing a dress that looks like maybe tiger skin. Maybe not tiger skin, but there's a tiger print on it, right? It is very skinny. And she's smoking a cigar.
Have I worked for her once?
Maybe. You've never met her, though.
Okay.
She comes walking down the stairs. She's smoking a cigar. She's wearing these pumps that are probably 3-inch heels, and she comes walking towards you. And you're thinking she's a really handsome woman, okay, but she's pretty too. I mean, her features are not soft like a model's. She's hard, but you're thinking, she's attractive too. Mm-hmm. And she walks up and she says, "Volt Kruger, would you like something to drink?"
I prefer not to drink on business.
Coke, then.
Sure.
Is that technically?
Wait, what kind of coke? Cocaine?
No. Well, actually, one of the little guy that was there who looks. You notice that these people that are maybe 18. The guy, blonde-headed, kind of thin, wayfish, heads out of the room, and in a couple seconds he comes out. He comes back with a can of Coke.
Okay, all right.
And
I'm looking for a silver platter.
Right? No, nothing like that.
Oh, God.
It's a can of Coke, and he opens it for you and hands it to you.
Just Coke then.
Yeah.
He comes back with a tray. You're like, wait, what kind? He's like,
I read something really funny about the original Die Hard movie. There's a point when the guy with who's trying to turn in John McCain to the bad guys, right? Mm-hmm. He calls him and says, "Look, John, booby, I need you to stop, throwing a monkey wrench into what they're doing." He asks, if you notice at one point, they come in and they bring him a can of Coke. Earlier in the movie, we'd seen him snorting Coke off of the desks in one of the offices. And it kind of makes you wonder, wait.
Did they get it wrong?
Did they read the script wrong?
Yeah, well, they're not from this area, so it's kind of funny. Anyway, okay.
That's funny.
No, he hands you a can of Coke. And then
I give it a sniff real quick.
well, he opens it in front of you.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I was hoping it wasn't open.
Yeah. No, he and handed it to you.
He said, "I don't do
Does smell
Coke.
like
I
itchy or
just like the
weird
way
or
it
something.
Not
smells."
to tell, no.
I guess I'll
Same
take
with
a
coffee.
sip.
Yeah, it tastes like normal Coke, but anyway. So then she turns around and says, "Have a seat." And so there's this long white leather kind of sectional couch that's there. It probably could seat 14. And she goes over and sits in this gray chair that has its back placed to the windows, and basically where she can sit and see the entire couch. You get this distinctive feeling like it's almost a throne. It's a little...
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's a very, very throne-like atmosphere. And again, the curtains have kind of closed off the window behind her, so you're not going to be looking into the sun. EMC?
Yeah.
She says, Mr. Kruger, I would like to know your intentions in the area of organized crime in the city of New Orleans.
No intentions, really. Just here for money.
None whatsoever. Now, I understand that you have a certain set of skills that you tend to hire out the highest bidder. And I have no problem with you exercising those skills in my city, of course. In fact, you've done a great service to me in the past, so I understand. And I've, of course, returned the favor helping you set up other clients.
Of course, I appreciate that.
Right. So I think that we should come to an arrangement.
All right.
She says, we've spoken once before. My name is Jean-Marie Robriere. That's your sister.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No, but I'm not there.
Yeah, you're not. And so she says, I would like to retain your services at my disposal so that I receive preferential treatment from you.
All right.
If I have any...
Price is right, I can do that.
Well, exactly. And I think that we can come to a mutually beneficial agreement. She says, perhaps this would sweeten the deal. And she reaches over and from the side pulls up this manila folder and hands it across to you. Now, you're going to have to get up to get it.
Okay, I get up.
Okay. You get it?
Yeah.
Open it up. It's the deed to the warehouse where you're living.
I kind of chuckle.
Yeah. Well, you know that, you're kind of squatting there.
Yeah.
But this makes it legal. I mean, nobody's going to come run you out or ask you for back taxes or anything like that. I mean, it's paid up in front. There's a sale price of $150,000. And so she hands it to you and she says, I assume this is where you are living. I give you the deed to the warehouse, free and clear. No strings attached, except that if I have need of you, I want preferential treatment. In other words, you drop what you're doing and come help me. A man with your skills is hard to find.
Arranging big plans soon?
No, but there are forces moving within the city that I may need some assistance with.
Sure.
Well then, this was a very good agreement. Should we drink on it? And she puts her hand out, and the little girl scurries up with a flute of champagne and says, to friendships. And
I grab my Coke and...
yeah, right. And newfound business partners. And she takes a sip of the champagne and then says, well, this was good. Is there anything else I could help you with, Mr. Kruger? Make me an investigation check.
Oh, God.
I need a car.
Yeah. No, he has a car. He's got a nice car.
He's a boat. He's in scuba.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still poopy.
Okay.
Hang on.
All right.
I've got one more refresh point now since the level up. So, investigation. Could I use this district isn't big enough for the two of us? To get a +2 to it?
Sure.
Or...
What else you got?
I've got, survival of the fittest, I am not my father, hear me roar, friends with benefits, and warden's arrow is notched.
Warden's arrows notched.
I have a trouble aspect, which is there's a bullseye on my back.
Well, let's use that one.
There's a
I like
bullseye
that
on my
one.
back.
Yeah. You can add the 2 to it if you give me a fate point. Yeah.
Good.
So what does that put you at?
That will put me at just a 2. Maybe, no, I don't want to reroll. I don't
Nah.
trust my dice.
Oh, are you sure? Choose. I mean, you're at a 0, right? So the best you could hope to get would be what, a
plus 4.
Four,
I'm already halfway there. I think I'm just gonna
Yeah,
stick with the
I
2.
hear you. That's probably a better idea. So you kind of.
Wow.
Kidding me? I rolled a 4.
Just for fun.
I'll let you
No.
take it. No, I'll let you take it. I like that because
That's hilarious.
there's something off about her.
Like, is she scared or just hiding something?
No.
Or...
You've never met her before, but there's something just a little strange.
Okay.
You're not sure what it is. Whether I don't know. Maybe she's just a little too perfect. I don't know. It's almost. And here's the thing.
What do you mean, like, too perfect? Like,
Well, it's
too
almost
good at the job or whatever?
no. Like if she were to, offer to take you to dinner somewhere. This is almost like a woman. You're like, if I've ever looked for a woman who I would be interested in, it's a strong woman with lots of power, money. I mean, this is just like the perfect mate. And you're just kind of like, she's playing on my, emotions and my libido to try and, kind of throw me off my guard.
Oh.
You're just thinking almost like, this is, she couldn't have done it any better if she tried. And she obviously did, right? So you're just going, this is kind of weird. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm here for a good time and some killing.
Right, yeah, so.
This is right up my alley. I got a free warehouse now.
Right. She says, well, would you like something to eat, Mr. Kruger? Perhaps we could go grab something either in the city or I could have something brought up here. I have a great chef.
Sure, let's see what your chef's good at.
Anything particularly you don't like?
Never mind.
No
I was about
salad.
to say house salad.
No, I was gonna
House
say,
salad. I've
Yeah.
never understood it.
I was gonna say the house special, but that's not the question she asked.
Yeah.
Maybe not maybe no greens.
I can take care of that. She says, well, while we're doing that, let's step out onto the patio and we can look at the city at night. You notice that the sun is completely sunk below the horizon, and so she opens the curtains. There's a beautiful wraparound veranda there, and you step out. You can see the river. It's kind of nice, cool breeze off the river. You step around all the way around, and you can see the lights of the city. It's actually really pretty. I mean, this is a great view. You don't even want to know how much she's paying for it. And she says, "So, how long have you been in the city again?" She's kind of making small talk.
Just since the Katrina swept through.
Right,
Kind of rolled in with the storm.
I hear you. A lot of things did.
A lot of opportunity after that.
Absolutely. I've made a good bit of my share of money after Katrina as well. Most of it legit, some of it not. And she's kind of puffing on this little cigar
I say, what is legitimacy but a human concept?
a social construct. I agree. And so she's smoking the cigar and sipping on the champagne, leaning on the railing, and you notice that this dress goes way down in her back, and you're kind of like, she's really attractive. And she's, you're kind of talking and chatting. About 30 minutes goes by, and the little girl scurries out on the balcony and says, "The food's ready." And so she says, "Oh, good." So you step inside. She kind of leads you through the living room towards the area where the Coke can came from,
Okay.
into what looks like a formal dining room. Nice long wooden table. There's a chandelier lit up. 2 chairs. You're each sitting at either end of the table. And sitting there is just tons and tons of food. Looks like a roast boar. You're like, roast boar? Who gets a roast boar? And then it's got, some vegetables around it, and you see there's just a plate of bread, and then there's like fish, and looks like maybe steak or something like that, and it's just this huge meal, and you're like, how do you have all this fixed in like 30 minutes? I don't know, who knows? She gestures towards the seat, sits down. Yeah, well, nah, probably not. But and so you sit down, and she says, "Dig in." And so she starts, the little guy and girl come around and serve your plates, cut the boar. It turns out it's not a boar. It just looks like a boar. And so, it's ham, though. And so she hands you some stuff and food and just mounds this plate up with food. And then she puts it in front of her, and she's kind of sipping and just kind of nibbling on the food and stuff like that. And just making small talk and stuff like that. I am going to need you...
Make a point of dexterity save.
Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, right. Stuffs me in a cage, starts feeding me till I'm gargantuan.
I am going to need you to make a discipline check.
Okay. Jeez Louise.
What do you got?
That's a 1. I roll bad.
You're eating. It's really good food. You're surprised how good it is. Really cooked to perfection. The ham has glaze on the outside and a little pineapple with it, and the cherries, and it's just perfect. And you're eating it, and you keep looking up at her and noticing, wow, she is really good looking and really attractive, and you're kind of and she's kind of talking, and you're having a lot of trouble concentrating on what she's saying. Just because you can't take your eyes off of her. And then you finish eating and dessert's served, and she says, well, this was definitely a productive meeting. I look forward to talking with you in the future, Mr. Kruger. And you almost find yourself disappointed she didn't ask you to stay the night. I mean, you're a little wary of her anyway, because she's but you're kind of like, well, darn, I was kind of hoping she'd ask me to stay a little later. And so the big guy, meets you kind of halfway through the room, takes you to the elevator, down the elevator, back out to the Rolls Royce, and they take you back to your warehouse. And you do have the deed in your hands right there. Yeah. So there you go. It's probably 10 o'clock. You're like, wow, where did all the time go?
Do I have big storage containers, big metal storage containers?
No, not yet. I mean, you could probably get some. You mean like a shipping, the big.
So
shipping
what I want
crates.
to do is get. I have a stupid might roll.
Yeah, I got you.
Without rolling, I think it's a +8 if I'm moving, pushing, breaking stuff.
Right.
So what I want to do is for my dragon horde in this deed is basically just have a hole underneath a giant heavy shipping crate.
Oh, right, like a safe. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. You could make that happen.
The only way you're going to open it or get to it is if you're really strong and then know the combination.
Right, I gotcha. Okay, well, you need to get safe first, but yes, you could definitely work on that.
So I want to do something.
You finished your set. It's a good set. Make me a performance check. Let's see how much you make off of this. Yeah, let's do that.
I'm not gonna lie. At first, when you were describing that, I thought you were so you just want one of those anvil traps you just drop on something.
Warehouse systems are Acme.
All right, good. It was a good set. The proprietor of a place called the El Gato Negro enjoyed your playing. You make about $200. You're sitting in with a small ensemble, brass. There's a singer, guitarist. But yeah, you make about $200, which is not too bad for a couple hours gig, kind of on the last moment. He says that he's got some other gigs that he can line up for you if you're interested.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, kind of sets you up one for a couple nights from now. Let's see, it's Thursday. Let's say a Saturday night gig, which will probably be some big money because it is Saturday night, and then maybe the next week on a Tuesday if things work out well. But yeah, he says that definitely, so it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. You're probably ready to head on home. Yeah. You've been playing a good bit. Actually, you probably played more than 2 hours, probably about 3 hours. You've headed up to you've been to Mass, probably headed home. Jody, you've been doing what?
I'm asleep. If it's 10, I'm asleep.
No. Oh. When we left you, it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. I burned the cloaks. I don't want to keep them.
Right, yeah, they're just normal cloaks once you
dispel
them, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm going to go study my ley lines some more.
Okay.
And I noticed that I noticed when she put her Lafitte map down where she was
Yeah, you did see that.
So
yeah,
I'm gonna mark the map myself. So I know.
There's nothing out there in Lake Pontchartrain where you mark. There doesn't seem. It's just kind of middle of the lake, honestly.
I know, but it's still marked.
Yeah.
Just in case.
And you had headed home and were working on designs for the armor, right? All right. Everybody kind of beds in for the night. You stumble on home, tired, happy, having made a little bit of money. Today on the Dresden Download, we're going to talk about what comes next. Well, we've been releasing episodes of the Dresden File for almost a year now, and I think you can see that sometimes the big easy isn't quite so easy. But we're going to take about a 2-month break. We'll be back at the beginning of August with new episodes, new adventures in New Orleans, and also a new intro sequence. But most importantly, we'll have t-shirts for sale. So come check us out in a couple months. Don't forget about us. See you then.